Good afternoon, my conscious co-creators. Welcome to another edition of the Conscious Consultant Hour, Awakening Humanity. I am very, very pleased that you are here with me today. And today we have an extra special show for you. It's just you and me today, no guest. And we're going to be talking about some interesting stuff. Definitely plenty of time for you to call in and ask your questions. So please feel free to use the call-in number, 877-480-4120, throughout the show, whenever you would like to call in and ask questions of me, your conscious consultant. But of course, regardless of whether there are guests or not, we always have our quotes of the day from the universe and from Abraham for you. So let's get started and see what the universe and Abraham have in store for us today. First, from the universe. From where you sit right now, reading this message, you are held and supported by energies unimaginable, all commanded by you and your choice to think big or small, rich or poor, confident or afraid, easy or hard, fun or boring, play or work, here or there, now or then, fast or slow, ice or no ice, your call. Love you, the universe. We love our quotes from Mike Dooley in the universe. I guess just kind of reminding us that we're always supported and that really our choice is really up to us and where we choose to think. Do we think big, expansive, bodacious thoughts, or do we think small, contractive, fearful thoughts? Are we thinking abundant, flowing, wealthy, prosperous thoughts? Or are we thinking lack? Are we thinking limitation? Are we thinking how poor? Are we thinking about what we don't have? You know, are we thinking about how easy and fun and joyful and playful things are? Or are we thinking about how hard and boring and stressful and awful things are? The choice is always yours. The choice is always ours. We can always choose to think a different way. You know, I always like to say, you know, we have this illusion of control that we actually have none of except for the 3 inches between our ears, or 6 inches between our ears. Depends how big your head is. You know, the life happens. Life happens. We have no control over what happens in life. But we do have complete control over how we decide to respond to it, over what we choose to make of it, over the meaning we wish to put to it. All of that we choose ourselves. So I hope this is the universe chiding us on to remind us to choose big, bodacious, amazing, beautiful, happy, joyful, elated, outrageous thoughts. So, wonderful. Actually, very apropos for what we're going to talk about today, thinking differently. And let's see what Abraham has in store for us. For every pleasing thing, there is an unpleasing counterpart. For within every particle of the universe is that which is wanted as well as the lack of that which is wanted. When you focus upon an unwanted aspect of something in an effort to push it away from you, it only comes closer because you get what you give your attention to, whether it is something that you want or not. It is up to you to focus upon and attract what is wanted. Abraham. So 2 quotes from 2 very different sources, well, not very different, but from 2 different sources, saying essentially the same thing. It's amazing how these things are so in alignment that, you know, in every aspect of the universe, there are 2 essences. The essence of the having of that thing and the essence of the not having of that thing. And so it's really up to us to decide, what are we choosing to focus on, right? Are we choosing to focus in the lack of whatever we have, be it money, relationships, health, abundance, prosperity, whatever it is that you desire, freedom, are you focusing upon the aspect of it that you don't have, or are you focusing upon the aspect of it that you have or that you want? You know, someone once described it to me this way, that the universe responds to images, not really words. So if we hold an image in our mind, like we hold an image of health, what kind of image does that ignite within you? You know, a strong body, tone, healthy, fit, you know, looking good, youthful. But if we talk about disease, what kind of image does that conjure up? Well, disease, someone may be lying in a hospital bed, you know, looking very pale, not strong, you know, kind of almost wasting away. So if those are the two images, so if you say, look, I don't want to be sick, what image does that conjure to the universe, right? It's like a big not sign, and then that image of the person wasting away in the hospital bed. Well, this universe doesn't see the big not sign. It only sees the image of somebody being sick. So, and I see our computers agree with us. And so when you are making your intentions, when you're visualizing stuff, when you're using your language, the universe doesn't hear the word not. It doesn't hear the word don't want. It only sees the image. So it's what is the focus of that image? If the focus is being sick because you don't want to be sick, you're sending out an image of being sick. If you're saying, I don't want to be poor, you're sending out an image of being poor. This is very important. This is why with all of the clients that I work with everybody who I work with, that I'm very strict with language. And I always tell people, you always want to state it in the positive. You always want to state things from the point of view of what it is that you want, as if you already have it. So it's not about saying, oh, I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be lonely. I don't want to be by myself. I don't want to, be surrounded by, concrete and glass. No, it's what do you want? I want lots of loving friends around me. I want to be healthy and strong and vibrant. I want to be prosperous in the flow and really, going out there and just feeling like I'm on top of the world. Like those are the kinds of images you want to conjure. And that's really what the universe and Abraham is saying here, is that more than our words, more than our intentions, it's the imagery that we use. And that imagery comes out in our language, in our thoughts. So when there's something out there that you don't want, that you don't desire, you want to look around and say, hey, don't focus on what you don't want. You want to focus on the things that you do want. You want to focus on having the thing that you feel you're lacking. Don't focus on the lack, focus on the having. And by doing that, you're activating that image, and that's what the universe responds to. That's what the universe sees. That's what your own mind sees. I mean, even if you pay attention to your own internal mechanisms of when you talk and when that you want to focus on. You want to focus on the positive. You want to focus on what it is that you want. I really don't even want to say positive, because I have a hard time with this idea of positive and negative. They're just different choices, and it's really more about focusing in on what it is you want to manifest in your life and in the world. You want to focus on what it is you want to create, on what it is that you want to see, because everything is a thought, is an intention, is an energy first. And it's when we hold that thought, that intention, that energy in our mind's eye, in our heart, over and over and over and over again, that eventually the physical world catches up with that. This is why, they've found a direct correlation in the medical industry from disease to the emotions that we hold. That's why almost inevitably if you know somebody who's got a lot of anger and holds on to a lot of anger, more than likely, I'm sorry to say, they're going to develop cancer. Because cancer is the energy of anger made manifest in physical reality. So what's the best way to avoid that? It's to see yourself as a happy, vibrant, joyful being. And just every day, whether you feel that way or not, is completely besides the point. It's about where are you going, right? You can't run a race run a race by looking behind you. You can't steer a ship by looking at where you've been. You have to look at where you're going. Where do you want to go? Where are you steering your ship? That's what's important. It's not important where you are right now, right? If you just look straight down at the ground, you see your feet and you see the ground. Can you move forward? No. I mean, you can, but you're more than likely going to trip on something. So how do you move forward the most effectively? You move forward by looking forward. And as a matter of fact, when they teach you how to steer racing cars, you steer in the direction that you're looking. You know, anybody who drives a lot, I'm sure you've noticed that, like if you're on a highway and you're driving for a long period of time, and if your eyes drift to the left or drift to the right, the steering wheel magically starts turning in that direction and you start veering off the road, and then you have to correct and go back. Because even our physical bodies, they move in the direction in which we're looking. It's true of our physical body. It's true of our mental body. It's true of our emotional body. It's true of our thoughts. Where are you looking? Where have you pointed your energy? That is the direction in which we move. That is the direction in which we manifest. So, 2 wonderful quotes of the day. Very much in alignment and very much feeds into what we're going to talk about today, which is something I call Synthesis Prime, which is about synthesizing and aligning our prime archetypes within us. And we're going to get into all of that right after these messages. We'll be right back.